And for more, let's speak to Dr. Greg Raymond, who joins us live from Canberra, and he's a senior lecturer at the Coral Bell School of Asia-Pacific Affairs in the Australian National University. Dr. Raymond, so let's start with the election. It is coming at a time, and we know it right after the COVID pandemic. Question is, how much of it is centered on the economy rather than policies this time?
I think the economy is front and centre. It's been clear that the party platforms have been very much focused on policies like cash handouts, populist policies, what they can do for people who've been doing it tough since the pandemic in 2020. At the same time, I think it's impossible to dismiss the fact that there is a strong movement to get the military out of politics. And that is part and parcel of voters who might prefer to choose one of the so-called democracy parties, that is either Pheu Thai or Move Forward, and why they might reject some of the military proxy parties such as Thai Nation or Palang Pracharat. I think both those issues are quite large in voters' minds.
So the economy, bread and butter issues in the minds of people, then this favours Pheu Thai party, the Shinawat political dynasty revival, and that means Paetongtarn, she's at the helm. How will her father, Mr. Thaksin, her aunt Yingluck's legacy help or hinder her chances of political success here? Because let's look at it, she's also sandwiched between two more senior figures, and that's Seta and Chai Kasim.
Look, I think the brand quality of the Shinawat dynasty can't be underestimated. The fact that Thai Rak Thai was the first political party in Thai history to introduce real populist policies that benefited people in the north and northeast of Thailand, in the rural areas, in the urban poor, with policies like the 30 baht healthcare policy, the minimum wage policy, small loans for farmers. All of that has left an indelible imprint on the minds of many Thai voters. And when they think of a thriving economy and an economy that reduces inequality and gives opportunity, they do tend to think of that Shinawat name. And there's no doubt that Paetongtarn, Ang Ing, carries some of that charisma from that legacy. I do think, however, she's highly inexperienced with regard to politics, which she herself would admit. She's only really been in politics formally for 1 year, although, of course, she's been around politics most of her life, including through working in her father's businesses. But I think it'll be interesting if Pheu Thai were able to form a government, and I think that's far from certain at this point. She would need the support of a close team of advisors, both ministers and party elders.
Well, let's look at incumbent Prime Minister Prayut, aka Uncle Two. What about his legacy? How is his shift to his new party UTN? How will this impact his political future? After all, he only has 2 more years left.
Yes, I think overall you'd have to say that the split between him and General Prayut has been damaging for the Conservative cause. I think it's, that rift suggests that they've been more focused on their internal politicking and not so much on the administration of the country, which, let's face it, has been a fairly mixed record. I mean, if you look at the management of the country during the pandemic, they had a good year in 2020 when they contained it, but then they made some serious mistakes in terms of acquiring vaccines, which meant that Thailand was really devastated in 2021. And, the economy really went into free fall, and so many small businesses disappeared. So many people had to live on much reduced incomes. It was quite a huge impact on Thai society and culture. And I think, General Prayut wears some of the damage from that period. I think more broadly and politically, he came to office purporting to return happiness to the Thai people, but I don't really think he can claim that he's done much of that. Inequalities increased. He's presided over increasing concentration of business, monopolies have flourished, and the Thai economy has not probably grown as well as it might have. So he's become increasingly intolerant of the media. He's always been intolerant of the media. And I think there is a general tiredness amongst many Thai people and a willingness to now have a change. And I think the fact that he's only got 2 years also makes him less attractive as a prime minister and a leader of a potential coalition. So far, his party only attracted about 20 MPs from the current parliament, and the polls don't look particularly good, although Thai polls can be inaccurate. So, he may surprise us.
Right. Now, Dr. Raymond, very quickly, how much is, Thai politics and this election in particular about personality, or is it policies?
Great question. I think increasingly policy is becoming important, particularly for the younger generation. They're the ones who are choosing a party that hasn't been a party which simply distributes money, but which has come to popularity through a very principled platform and smart use of social media. That's what the young Thai voters want. Personality, I think, perhaps less important than those issues around what kind of party and what kind of associations do people bring to mind. And, we've discussed that Ung Ing or Paetongtarn has that Shinawat charisma, that association with a good economy and fair policies. A lot of other people come in and they don't make a big impression necessarily. You mentioned Boonjai Thai and Anutin. I think that he's actually been scarred to a certain point with his association with the marijuana policy. I think a lot of Thai people have associated that with drug addiction and crime, and that hasn't necessarily worked well for him. So policy is important in some respects.
Thank you so much for your analysis and speaking to us. I've been speaking with Dr. Greg Raymond there live from Canberra.